Welcome back to another episode with Pixelweb. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to configure and set up the Genesis framework with a child theme called Smart Passive Income. So the Genesis framework is one of the most popular frameworks to use for WordPress, and they have a bunch of great child themes. So if we go look for themes, I previously did a video on the Infinity Pro theme, but today I'm going to do a video on Smart Passive Income. And let's look at the live demo to see what we're working with. Let me reduce the size. All right, so Smart Passive Income is a great child theme for the Genesis framework for small businesses, or for those looking to create a nice responsive website that has a lot of features. It is fully responsive, SEO friendly. It has a good static front page, and it also has some built-in functionality that will make your website look amazing. So as you see, it has one menu up here. You can set up another custom menu here. This is the front page and how it looks. All right, so this is the demonstration, and then when you look at a post, you can see this is how the articles or posts would look. You have your newsletter sign up form here. You have your social media icons here, recent post. Typography is really good, and you can tell that on a mobile device or smartphone or tablet, it functions really, really well. You see how the drop-down menus look, and let's go even smaller, and this is how it'll look on a smaller screen. So this is what you're looking for. You're looking for a theme that can give you the type of layout you want, regardless of the device the person is coming from. And that's what Smart Passive Income provides. So I'm going to close this demo over here. And then, as you can see, if you are going to get the Genesis framework with the Smart Passive Income, it's $100. So that gives you the Genesis framework, and it gives you the child theme. These are some other options it has, and also these are the different options you have to buy. If you want the entire package, it's about $500 for that. All right, so now getting started, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to install a fresh copy of WordPress because I want this to be a clean installation. So I'm going to go to the wordpress.org/download URL. It'll bring me to this page, and then you can just click on download WordPress 4.7.2. It's going to start the process, and then what I'll do is I'll go into, I'm already on my local server, and I am going to create the database for this. So I'm going to open my database on my local computer. So I'm just quickly going to create a database name for this. It's going to be Genesis WP, just to keep it simple. I'll create that database. When you create it, it's not going to have anything associated with it there yet. So what I'll do now is I'm going to unzip the WordPress installation I just downloaded, and I'm going to put it into my htdocs folder on my computer, which is where it should be located when you're doing local development. So once you do that, you're going to see that on my computer, I have the Genesis WP here. That is going to be where it's located on my computer. So I'll jump back over here. I'm going to go to the index of, this is my local host. I'm going to refresh this since I just unpackaged that. I'm going to click on this link here. All right, so now I already created a database, and remember, it's Genesis WP. I'll just go forward, and I'm going to put in the information here. I'm on my local computer, so that's why this is some standard stuff. On your production site, that would be different. So I'm going to put, for the site title, Smart Passive Income. Now, I'm just going to put some very easy credentials. You see that WordPress wants you to choose a strong password, but I'm on my local host, so I'm just going to leave that like that. And I'll just put in some fake email address, and I'm going to discourage search engines from indexing the site. Install WordPress. Once it's installed, you're going to be brought to this screen here where you now be able to log in. So I'll put in my very difficult password. I'll click on login, and it'll bring me back to the backend area of my WordPress installation. All right, so this is a fresh install, completely fresh. If you go to appearance, you'll see it has the default themes. If you go to plugins, you're going to see it has the default plugins. I'm just going to delete these for now, and then I'll go to themes, and I'm going to just delete these because I don't need these right now. So okay, so now I'm going to upload the Genesis framework. Now when you're setting up a child theme for the Genesis framework, you have to have the framework installed first. So I'm going to go to add new over here, click on this, and then I'm going to click on upload theme. So click right here. You're going to see this message pops up. If you have a theme in a zip format, you may install it by uploading it here. So you would just click on choose file right there. So now I'm going to choose the Genesis framework zip file here, and I'll just click on open. You'll see it's providing you the name of the file there, and you just click on install, and then it'll run the process of installing the Genesis framework. Now you're not going to activate it because you do need the child theme. You're not supposed to activate the parent theme or the framework itself. So just click on return to themes page, and then you're going to add another one. You can either click add new or add new theme here. And we're going to repeat the process of clicking on upload theme and then choose file. And then I have the Smart Passive Income zip file there for the child theme. And then I'll click on open. See, you have the file name there. Install now. Alright, so for this one, I am going to activate the theme. Now, before we start configuring everything, I want to import an XML file with the demo content. So in order to do that, I'm going to go to where it says Tools, Import, Install for this WordPress section here, because what it's going to do is going to run an importer plugin. So I'm going to run the importer, and then it's going to bring you to this page here where you can choose a file to import, and it'll give me the demo content for the theme itself. So you just click on choose file. Again, it's bringing me back here because this is where I downloaded the XML file. I'm going to choose the XML file. You don't need to do this part for setting up your site, but I just want to bring you in to see how this will look filled out. I'm going to open up right there, upload file and import. And then what's going to happen, it's going to ask you to import author or create a new user or login name or assign it to the current. So I'm just going to assign it. I'm going to download the attachments as well. This part can take some time if you're importing the demo content. So it already imported. So remember to update the passwords and roles of imported users. All right, so now we have the content. Let's see how it looks on the front. So we have this sidebar. So we're going to go into our widgets and delete this area here because these are, when you have the default theme, it puts the basic widgets in the right sidebar. So we're going to have to delete these in a second. And then we have the demo content to get started. And this is how it looks out of the gate. Now, this is why I'm doing this video, because when you first install the theme, you don't get it automatically the way it looks in the demo site. And that's always, an issue for some people. So that's why I want to do this video, so I can show you how to get this to look more like this theme here. And it's not that difficult, but I just wanted to walk you through the process. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to see if it imported or created some pages that I particularly want. Let's see, it has the page layouts, content, full width. These are some of the templates it has. All right, so we have those. All right, so I'm going to want to very quickly create a new page. I'm just going to call this the home page for now. And then I'm going to add another page. I'm going to call this blog. because this will be my blog page. So now to get into some of the quick configurations, I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to go to, let's see what's in the writing. Okay, so we'll set up the categories later, or you can do it, you'll set up the categories to suit your needs. But in the reading settings, I'm going to choose a static page. For the front page, I'll choose Home. For the post page, I'll choose Blog. All right, so you can choose how many blog pages show at most. You can choose how many posts will be showed there. And you could also choose for each article in the feed show, that. So we're just going to put the summary. Here we can put however many we want. Typically 10 is decent, a decent number, but you can play around with that, see what meets your needs. And then I'm going to save my changes. And then I want to go to permalinks. I'm just going to make sure my permalinks are set to post name, just to make it simple. All right, so now let's get started in designing the site. So what I'll do first is go to the Genesis area here, Theme Settings, and then you're just going to make sure everything here is configured properly. The default layout will be this, or you can choose another one if you want. If you want to have breadcrumbs, you can choose where you want the breadcrumbs to display. If you want to enable comments or trackbacks, you can do that as well. If you want to, this is the information that we're going to alter here. We want to make sure this is entry content. We're going to want to make sure we include the featured image, and you're going to want to include the featured image at the size of 720 by 400. And then everything else there you can leave the same. Post per page, you could, again, set this to however many you want. 6, 10, 12, whatever works for you. Scroll down. If you need to insert any header scripts or footer scripts, particularly if you want to insert your Google Analytics code, you could do that here. But once you have everything set up, you just save changes. And then we're going to go to this SEO settings here and take a look there. All right, so if you want, use semantic HTML5 page and section headings throughout the site, check that off. Document title, add site name to title on inner pages. You can check these off and choose which ones you want. Now, this is the built-in SEO settings for the Genesis framework. If you have another SEO plugin installed, like the Yoast SEO plugin, you're not going to be using this. It'll default to the Yoast SEO, so you don't have to worry about this part. So I'll just save changes for now. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. I'm going to go to Appearance and then Customize. And then I'll go to the site identity first. So this is the site title, Smart Passive Income. And then you can put your tagline. So the tagline is small. Yeah, and then you save and publish. And then when you go back, we'll go to the front. Up here, you'll see small passive income dash small business site. So that's why you got to put the tagline in. Even if it doesn't display, it's good for the site title. So whatever your website name is, you would have it as this site title there, and then you will have the tagline. Now, if you want to have a logo, you can replace that field right here with a logo. So it's, a site icon. The site icon or favicon is what's going to go into this section right here. The logo I'll get to in a second. This is for the site icon, which is what comes up in the tab bar. If you look over here, this one is for the local host. This is for the Studio Press. And this one's for WordPress. Right now it's blank. But if you're going to do create a site icon, it should be 512 by 512 in terms of pixels wide and tall. You could just select an image and set it to that. So let's say, let's see if we have any images here. We don't. Oh, we do. So I'm just going to select this one right here. Select it. We're going to crop the image. And then now you see the site icon is an image. Obviously, you'll choose whatever icon suits your website's needs, but that's how you would go about doing it. You just save and publish that. And then we'll move on to the next step. which is going to be setting the front page background image. This front page background image is what's going to display on the front page when you put in a widget into that area. So the first thing we need to do is change the photo. We can change that. As you see, it's requiring you to put in a default image of 2000 pixels wide and 833 pixels tall. So we can select the file, and I'm going to click here to select the file. And then first is going to look into my media library. I don't have an image that I want to use here, so I'm going to upload it from my computer. And then you can just click on select files here. It'll bring me back to my assets folder. I downloaded an image from Pexels, which is a great website to get free images that you could use on your personal or commercial websites without attribution, without fees, without anything, no strings attached. You just download it and use it. This is a safe way to use good stock photography on your site. So I downloaded a custom size of it of the 2000 by 833. I'll just open it up. It'll put it there, and then you should always put in the alt text for the image, choose file, and then you're not going to see it pop up yet. And the reason for that is because we have to put a widget section there, text widget, and I'll do that in a minute. But I'm just going to save this. I like saving my work as I progress. I find it's just very helpful. All right, so let's move on. Now what I want to do is go back, and the next section is colors. Now this is where you can play around with the colors. The primary color, change the default primary color including links. This is the secondary color, change the background color of the front page. Section 1 for the banner, section and menus, and the background front page 3 section colors. So you can choose the colors you want. You see it has a color picker over here, and you have some default colors down here. And it's the same for the other ones. So play around with that to make the color scheme match your business site. So I'm going to go back. And as I mentioned before, I'm going to show you just how to replace this here with a header image. It's asking you to upload an image of 860 by 160 pixels. So you're going to add new image. I'm just going to select, again, I'll just select this one right here, and it'll crop it for me. I can select and crop. It's asking me to do this because it's a specific size, and you want to make sure that it displays properly on the site. So I'm just going to take that right there, crop the image. And as you can see, it replaces the Smart Passive Income title there. Now, it's still showing up on the top part, and on the back end, your title and tagline still show up, but it's just replacing here. So your logo should have, maybe some identifiable information for your site. It's very important to have. But that's how you would go about doing that. So I'm going to hide the image because I'm going to keep it to the standard. But I just want to show you how to upload a logo into that section. So I'll just save. As I mentioned, I like to save as I go along. So now what I want to do is I'm going to create some menus. I'm going to X out of here. And then I'm going to go into the menu, see if it already created. Let's see. All right, so we do have our pages since we imported the demo content. And we have this menu created from the demo content. So you can choose, what menu you want to use. But if you need to create a menu, you can just create a new menu here. You can give it a name and then create the menu. Mine is already created, so I'm just going to go back to there. All right, so what I'm going to do now is make sure that I have the header menu area. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to import some of these pages here. Matter of fact, I'll check them all. Add to menu. So I want to show you how it looks. I'm just going to quickly configure these properly. Just so we have some drop downs. Once you have the menu structure the way you want, it's easy since it's drag. You can just click and drag. You put your links there, and then you can see how they will display. These will be the submenus since they're indented, and this will be the parent menu right there. You want to make sure it's checked off for the proper location, and then you can save the menu, and then we can look towards the front of the site and see how it looks. Obviously we still have to take care of removing that, but now you see we have this menu location here. So now I'm going to go to the widgets area, and I'm going to take care of these items here. I'm going to put the search bar in the primary sidebar. I'll put the recent post there as well. I don't need this one. We can put all this stuff down here, or we could just delete it for now. And if I'll just delete them. There's no need for them right now. Alright, so now we go back to the front page. And now it's starting to come along. Alright, so now what we have to do is put in a text widget so it can be activated, for this for the front page. So I'm going to go back here to widgets, and then we have this section right here. Alright, so we have our primary sidebar, but I'm going to focus on this section right here first. So I'm going to take a text widget. I'm going to put matter of fact, not a text widget. Let me delete that. I'm going to take a custom menu, put it there, and I'm going to give it a title of Let's See How This Works. And then I'm going to select the menu, and then I'm going to choose the home category menu, and then save. Let me make sure that I have that section set up properly. Home category menu. So you're going to want to create a menu list for that. Let me go there. Alright, so I'm going to put some items in there as well. So I'll put the sample page, I'll put the blog page, and I'll put some of these. Well, let me get rid of that one and that one right there. So I'll add those. And then I'll save. You don't need to choose a location here because that's why the custom menu is going to do it for you. So let's go back to the widgets, make sure we have that set properly, and redo. Okay. Now let's go to the front. And now you see you have this section here. Let's see how this works. And then we have the links that we put there. So we have our main menu, and then we have a secondary menu down here. Later on, we'll have another menu down here that you could use for social media links or whatever other links you need. But you see that's how that's coming about. So now we're going to go back here. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to the Customize section and show you that one. Because you could use the functionality of the Customizer or the backend where the widgets are. So I'll go to Widgets, and then I want to go to where it says Front Page 2. And I'm going to add a text widget here. I'm not going to give it a title because in the demo it doesn't have a title. I'll just place a snippet of text here. And what this is just creating the overlay on the image that we imported before. Remember that background image we put? Now it's showing up because we are adding this text widget. So this is just some regular text I'm putting. We help creative entrepreneurs build their digital business, etc. And then I'm putting in a link. So that's for this button right here. You would put in the HTML anchor link information here with the href, and then this, you want to put the equal sign, open and closing quotation marks with your link to wherever you want to direct the people to. So it could be your contact page or your blog page or whatever page you want. And then the text would go inside of the opening and closing HTML tags. So that would be for that. You could also check the automatically add paragraphs. All right, so now let's save that. Let's go to the front end. And now you see that it's coming along nicely. We have the image in the background. We have our text overlay right there with our button to get started. And it's coming along. It's looking pretty good. All right, so let's go to the next step. So we're going to go back here. Let's go to the Customize section. We're going to focus on the front page section 3. So we go to Widgets, front page 3, and then top. We're going to add 4 text widgets to display text and images into this section. So we'll add a widget, text, and then we're not going to give it a title. We'll just put in an opening and closing H2 HTML tag, and then the information we wanted to display there is essential tools for digital marketers. And then we're going to add another text widget there as well. You just click on Add Widget. And here in the content area, I'll put in the content, which is an image tag with the source attribute here, where you're going to put in the link to the icon that you want to use or image you want to use, and then an H4 tag, and then with the content you're going to have displayed after. So it's going to show up like this. You see we have the icon there, then the rainmaker is the H4 right here, and then we have just the regular information right there. You could also automatically add paragraphs, just to format the content as paragraphs if you want. And then we're going to add a third text widget. So you can just go down here, click on there, and I'm going to put in the other image that we're going to be using, and you're going to see it's going to start popping up here. And then we could automatically add paragraphs and start aligning things properly. And then we're going to add another widget, text widget. And here I'll also put another icon image for the display there. And it's going to be, again, the image HTML tag. And then the source is going to be the image that you wanted to reference. Now this would typically be on your server. You would upload an image to your website in the backend in the media section, and then you would get that link for that image, and then you would put it here. Then you open it, and this is how the image tag self-closes with the / and then right there. And then you would have your H4, the title, and then your content after. You can automatically add paragraphs. And now I'm going to save and publish. Let's go back to the front end and see how we're coming along. I'll scroll down, and now you see they're nicely aligned. This one, we can add a paragraph tag if you want as well, but you start seeing how that comes along. So I'm going to go back to Customize. I'm going to go back to Widgets. First, let me see here. You don't need to, but you can add that if you want. And then I'm going to go to the front page 3 bottom, and then I'm going to add 2 text widgets. So the first one, I'm going to add another image. Again, this will be located on your website in the media files section, and you will get the link to that. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But this is what it would display there in that section. Scroll down, and then it brings up this image here. If you want to automatically add paragraphs, you can do that. Some people like to do that. Some people don't. It's really up to you. Then we're going to add another text widget. For this one, we will give it a title. Get started now. And then I'll paste in an opening paragraph tag with the class of Jumbo, and then close that opening tag off. And then the key to building a smart passive income. And then I'll close off with the final closing paragraph HTML tag. Then I have the button right here, which is again an anchor link button with the class of button, and then you put in whatever URL you want to put there. So that's how you get that set up. And then if you want, of course, you could always just add the paragraph formatting. save. And I want to quickly show you how to get the image links from the back end. But let's look at the front page, see how it's coming along. And it's coming along nicely. We have things falling into place as they should. Alright, so now in order to get your image links, I want to show you that real quick. You'll go to Media Library, and then you're going to see all your images. So let's say you want to get that one. Alright, so now when you click on it, you're going to see the link to it right here, the URL. You would just take that whole entire URL, copy it, and you would insert that into where it says, for the image link in the widget areas for that particular text widget. And that's how you do it. It's very simple. Again, media library, and then choose the image, and then just copy it. All right. So now I want to take care of the front page 4 section. I'll go to the widgets section here, appearance and widgets, and then I'm going to focus right over here. See, we already have that one filled out. We did that one in the customizer. This one we're going to be using 4 Genesis featured post widgets. So we're going to use this right here. We're going to take 4 of them. We'll start off with 1, and then we're going to properly configure this section here. You don't need to give it a title, but you want to show the post title. That's why you don't have to put that there. And then put the show post information, and then we're going to set the content limit to 280. You can leave it like that, or if you want to put view post like that. And then we're going to leave everything the same. So we're just displaying 1 post there. And then we're going to close this off. We're going to put another one there. But now we're going to number of posts to show. We're going to offset it by 1. Show post info and title. Content limit to 80. Make sure everything's the same. Keep it consistent. Save. Now let's do another Genesis featured post underneath that one. And now we're going to want to offset this one by 2. The reason why we're doing it this way is so that way it doesn't duplicate the same post that you're showing. It'll offset it to the 2 after. And then here, content limit to 80. And again, view, post. Make sure everything's good. Save. Close. And we're going to put our final Genesis featured post there. This one, we're going to offset it by 3. Content limit. 280. View post. Save. So now let's go to the front end and see how that came out. Alright, so it's coming along. Alright, so now you see it's offsetting. If we didn't offset the post, it would be hello world, hello world, hello world, hello world. But that's obviously not what you want. You want the different articles to show up. So you can do that. And it'll still do it in random order, but it'll do it in a way that, not in random order, it'll do it in chronological order, sorry about that, and it'll just feed itself. So as you add new content, it'll be automatically delivered to this front section here. Alright, so now we're going to take care of the header right area, and we do that by we're going to go to Customize again, and then we're going to go to Widgets. Matter of fact, we'll go and do it in the back end. We'll go to Widgets there, and this is the header right area. So we're going to take a text widget and put it in there. We're not going to give it a title, and we're just going to paste in some information. And let me explain what this is. This is a span tag with a class of tagline, and then we're making it bold, strong, and then in capital letters we're putting in the text that we want to display. And then we're closing off the strong tag, closing off the span tag, and then we're adding the button with an anchor link to whatever location on your website you want it to go to. So inside the quotation marks is where you would put that link. Put the class equals open and closing quotation marks, button, space, small, close that off, and then put by this theme or whatever information you want to put there, and then close off the anchor tag. You can save the changes. And let's see how that looks on the front end. Alright, so now we have that section here. Are you looking to boost your business? And then buy this theme. Or you would obviously put the information you wanted to display. But it's coming along nicely. The front page is coming along as it should. Next thing I want to do is I want to go back to the customizer. And then I'm going to go to this section here, post and page images, and make sure that's checked off. Show featured image above post content. You want to have that done. All right, so we're going to, since that's already done, we're good to go. Just verify it's on your site. And then I'm going to install a plugin that we need for the newsletter sign up. So I'll go to plugins, add new. And then in here, I'm going to type out Genesis e-news extended, press enter or return. And then it's going to be this one right here, Genesis e-news extended. I'm going to install it. And then I'm also going to install simple social icons. And then I'm going to install that one. Make sure you activate it. It'll activate this one. It'll bring you back to your plugins page, and then make sure you activate the Genesis e-news extended. I'm going to deactivate the WordPress importer and then delete it because I no longer need that one. Alright, so we have those two plugins, and we're going to work with those now for the primary sidebar widget area. So you can go get there, go to Appearance and Widgets, and then we're working over here. So we're going to take this Genesis e-news extended and drag it right there. And I'm going to want it on top of the search and the recent post. So I'm going to open this up. And then I'm going to give it a title. Get Our Newsletter. And then you can add here text to show before form. Sign up to receive our newsletters. Business. You can put whatever text you want to put in there. I'm just putting this in for demo purposes. Now, going down, we're going to put in some basic information. You don't want to put in here. We're going to put in, we already have that already set. All right. You already have this area set, but here in the form action, this is for the mail service provider you're using. It could be MailChimp, Constant Contact, or whatever. So I'm just going to put in a # for now. And then, but this information you would get from your email provider, and you would put that there in that manner. And then you go down, and then I'm going to change this text here to subscribe. And then I'm going to save. All right, so let's see how that looks. If we go to the blog page. All right, so now we have our Get Our Newsletter sign up form here. And again, you have to configure it with your mail service provider, and there's plenty of them, so I'm not going to be able to demonstrate how to do that. I'll do another video that'll demonstrate connecting it with MailChimp and stuff. But, you know, in this video, I'm just going to show you the basics. All right, so now you have your newsletter there. We have our search bar there, and then we have our recent posts. So I'm going to put in the simple social icons right there. So we're going to go back. I'll go to Widgets. And I'm going to go to Simple Social Icons. I'm going to drag it to right underneath that section. Connect with us. I'm going to open the links in a new window. And then down here you see you have all these options. So there's a lot of options for them. So I'm going to just put in the pound sign for now to some of them, just so you can see how it displays. Not going to put too many, just a few. And then if you want to change the color, you can, but the default colors are made for the theme. So just leave it like that. Choose whatever site you want to add there. So we're going to save that, go back. Let's go to the blog page, see how that looks. And now you see you have your get our newsletter. We have our social media icons there. Matter of fact, I'm going to take that out of there because I don't want that. So I'm going to do that in the customizer. And then I'll go to widgets, primary sidebar. I'm going to edit it here, take out the title. Sometimes the titles are good to put in, sometimes they're not. People know what this is, so we just save it like that. Save and publish. And it looks the way it should. Looks nice. All right, so now we're going to move on. We're going to customize the footer banner area widget. So we'll wait till that displays. We'll go here, footer banner. We're going to add a text widget there. And then we're going to give it a title, or looking there, like that. We'll put in some text, and then this is what we're doing. We have a paragraph with the class of Jumbo, run your website on Genesis Framework, and then we close off the paragraph tag. And then we're putting in a link with the class of Button. Click here to buy this thing. And then we'll just check that off. Let's save and publish. X out. Let's see how that looks so far. All right, so that's what we just added there. And again, you'll put the link to wherever you want to direct the people to. But I'm just showing you the demonstration of it. So it's coming along the way it should. So now we're going to work on the other footer widgets area. We're going to go to Customize. We'll go to Widgets. And then we're going to go to Footer Widgets. We're going to add a text widget here as well. And I'm going to take this information here. Now, what we're doing here is that we're putting in some icons. You don't need to do this, but it's a nice little feature. We're creating a div with a class of 1/6. First, that's the first one. And then we're putting the image, location, style, and the max height, and closing off the div. You don't need to do this. It's just going to give a nicely styled section for some logos or for some firms. Like if you are an agency that's worked with other companies and you want to display, we have helped these organizations, this is how you would do it. So I'm going to take this information right here, copy it, and then I would place it right here in the content section. And you would, of course, replace the link to the image with the image that you want to use for yours. But for this demonstration, I'm going to be using what's supplied here by StudioPress. All right, so I'm going to save and publish. And then let's see how that came off on the front end. So we're going to scroll down. And now you see we have these nice logos here that are being displayed. Again, this is what you're doing. So take a moment, study this, and what you're changing really is this information right here. You would upload this to your website, and you'll get the link the way I showed you earlier to that image. And then you're going to want to make sure that the height is proper. but you would change this information here so you can get it to display the way you want. And obviously different images for the different logos or icons. But that's how you would do that. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to Widgets, and I'm going to go to and take care of this after entry section right here. I'm going to take a text widget and just place it there. I'm going to put get our newsletter. I'm going to paste in some information here. And what I'm doing is I'm just putting in some text, some random text for now for demonstration, but you'll customize this the way you need it. Then I'm putting in an anchor link, and then in this pound sign right here, you'll replace it with the link that you want it to go to, and it creates a button. I'll automatically add paragraphs, save, and what that does is when you go to your site, this is going to display some information at the end of the article, which is a nice feature. So this is what we did. Get our newsletter. We help creative entrepreneurs build their digital businesses by focusing on 3 key elements, etc. And then this is the button link. And of course, you would put the link that you wanted to go to. But that's a nice thing to put after the entry or blog post. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to create the author page for you. First thing we're going to want to do is go to the back end. We're going to go to the users and then your profile. And then here you would obviously have to put in your information. You put your first name, last name, how you want it to be displayed, your email, any links here that you have. And then in the biographical information, I'm just going to paste some info for now, but this is what you would put. You would put some biographical info about yourself, and you would have that set there. For your profile picture, you do need to get a Gravatar account go to en.gravatar.com, and then you can upload an image there, and then it'll just feed itself into this section here. Then you're going to want to scroll down to this section here. You want to make sure that both of these are checked. Once you do that, scroll down, update the profile, and now we're going to create a custom link to your profile. So the way that works is this. We're going to go to Appearance and Menus. Inside of our Home category menu, or wherever you want to put it, you can create a custom link. And then in this section here, I'm going to grab my URL info here, and you would do the same. I'm going to paste that there, and then you're going to want to put author and then your username, so whatever that is. So for me it's demo, and then author page for the text to be displayed. Then I'm going to add to menu. Make sure you save. And then let's go to the front and see how that looks. Let's see what happened there. All right, so now we have the link to the author page. We click that, and it takes us here. So the biographical information that I put is what will display here with the links to whatever links you want to put in that bio section. And this will show up on your author page. Now, obviously, you would have your name, and you would want it to be different. Your display name should be different from your username exactly, or a nice name. But basically, this is what it is. You're going to take your URL, and then / after the .com or .org or .net, whatever it is, put a / author and then your account. And then it'll show it here. And it shows you this is your author page for all the posts that you created. Now I want to show you how to create a landing page. So a landing page is just a very focused page that you can use if you want to have somebody just focus on the specific content. There's no sidebars, there's really no menus, there's nothing there except for what you want them to see. So it could be if you're selling like an ebook or selling a particular product or whatever it is, you would create a landing page. So I'm going to put that there. and then I'm going to choose a template of landing. And then if you want to put in a featured image or whatever it is you're going to put, I'll choose that. And then you can just put some random text here. I'm just going to type out, some random text. Stuff like that. All right. I'm just going to paste something else here, like that. And then you fill out your SEO settings. But again, this is particular to if you're using a plugin or if you're using the default ones. All right, so I'm going to publish that, and I'll view the page. And now you see there's no menu, there's no sidebars. It's literally just whatever I wanted them to see. So you may want to put a link to this in your menu somewhere on your site. You may want to put like maybe a link towards the bottom for a person to get back to your homepage, but it's however you want to customize it. I just wanted to show you how a landing page would look. Now, let's go back to, I'll go here, and then front page. And then let's go back to see how a post looks. When we created our biographical information, we also checked off the author box towards the bottom. So this will pull in your gravatar, and then again it'll put in your information that you put into your biographical info in the user profile section. So that enabled this to be displayed. All right, so that's how that looks. All right, so now it looks like we have everything configured the way it should. We go back to the front page. We have our site title. We have our little call to action up here. We have our first menu here. We have let's see how this works, or whatever text you want to put there. There's some custom links there. We have our background image with our overlapping text. And then we have our little section here, essential tools for digital marketers, or whatever information you want to put here. We have our image with another call to action section. We have our most recent articles displaying here, and then we have this section here. There's one thing we're missing. I'm going to create that now. It's another menu for the social links that you see on the demo site. So let's create that real quick. I'm going to go here to menus. All right, so it's going to be the footer menu one. If you don't have it already, I'm going to select it now. So you could just create the menu and then make sure it's going to there and put in the custom link. So I'm going to put just a £sign for now, and then like Facebook, and then like Twitter and all those other options. Whichever ones you want to put into that section. Make sure it's the footer navigation in the footer menu. Save. Make sure it's saved. And then we'll go to the front, and let's see how that worked now. All right, so you see we have these links here. Now, if you're using another plugin, you could put those there if you want, or you could just do it like this. So this shows you how the front page will look. It's a nice, clean design. Again, this is the child theme, Smart Passive Income for the Genesis framework. It is a really good theme. It's mobile responsive. Let's see how that will look. I'm going to minimize that. I'm going to have this like that. Let's see how it looks when we reduce the size. You see now here we get this drop down with the menus. It looks really nice. It's a really nice design. Functionality is really good. This will look great on smartphones, tablets, laptops, desktops. It's really a clean child theme. Definitely recommended for those looking to create a small business type website. And it's built by StudioPress and is one of the best child themes and frameworks out there. If you want help configuring it and setting it up, reach out to me on my website on pixelweb.com, because I always offer some extra features, like some premium plugins that I hold master license to, with the developers of the plugins, where I get to install them on my clients' websites. I install Gravity Forms, Soliloquy, Slider, Invera, Gallery, Backup Buddy, which is built by iThemes. I also include iThemes Security Pro. There's a bunch of extra premium plugins that I use that I have the rights to use on my client's website. So definitely, pay my website a visit and take a look at what we have to offer. I have every child theme for the Genesis framework, and you'll get all the updates to the to the framework itself, and you'll get all the updates to all the plugins that I install on your site, and they're properly licensed. These are the types of packages that developers and builders like myself can put together, because we have the licensing agreement with the original developers of the premium themes or plugins. All right, so hopefully you found this tutorial helpful, where I demonstrated how to build out the smart passive income child theme that's made for the Genesis framework. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to be putting together other videos on how to configure other child themes for the Genesis framework in the upcoming episodes. So definitely subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on those. Also, take a look at some of the other videos I have on some plugins and how to configure them, because these are some of the plugins that I highly recommend for most website owners. They'll give you the functionality you need to take your website to the next level and give you the features that make sense. And also, you don't have to do the research yourself. I've done it for you. I put together these videos to make it easier for you, so that way you don't have to spend an unnecessary amount of time, finding out how to configure these things and then go back and forth. All right, so again, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.